I never went to him. He offered it to me. I never asked for it. So then he turned around and he starts saying about my history. Well, you should have did that before you made the offer.
It's your man Mike the Negotiator, and I think your boy Adin Ross may have fucked up big time, and he might be facing some legal trouble or at least a lawsuit because he did this.
So you love the water, man. That's like your life. You love being on that boat. Kick and I, we spoke. I know you're not really aware of it, but it's okay. We're going to help you. I'm going to work with these guys. These guys seem to know you. I'm going to ask how you guys know each other in a few.
Adin Ross was on live with a man named Lieutenant Dan. I don't know if you saw, if he was on TikTok and you saw Lieutenant Dan. We just had the hurricane pass by, Hurricane Milton. And Lieutenant Dan is what they nicknamed this man who's homeless. He's an amputee. And he stays in a small little boat right there on the Tampa Bay shoreline right there. And he was absolutely refusing to leave during the storm. The police came, everyone was begging him for to leave. He said, "This is my house, this is the only thing I got. I don't care about life anymore or anything else but my boat. I'm not leaving the boat." So this was going viral the whole time on TikTok. Everyone was checking in on Adin Ross. Decides to join on a stream with him. And he went ahead and told him this.
We were able to come up. I'm going to be able to pay for a boat for you. We're going to get you a nice boat in the range of $50,000 to $100,000. And we're going to get you a full-time kick deal, which is a live streaming deal where you can stream your entire voyages and all your adventures. And you could have a passive income come in. And you're going to be, you're going to have a kick deal, man, a live streaming deal. So you could live stream and connect with fans all over the world, and they could really see your adventure, man.
Wow. Thank you.
It's gonna be insane.
Adin went and told him, "Hey, we're gonna give you a boat between $50,000 to $100,000 for your new boat to live on, and we're also gonna give you a streaming deal with Kick so you can stream and you can have passive income, so that way you don't have to look for work or money. You don't have to be homeless and broke anymore. I'm going to give you a stream of income. And I'm also going to give you your own boat between $50,000 and $100,000. Lieutenant Dan said he only paid $1,200 for his last boat. So a $50,000 to $100,000 boat for him is probably going to be a very large and good boat for this man. And Adin Ross, just out of the kindness of his heart, just felt compelled to help this man, to help Lieutenant Dan. But then things got a little ugly.
He made to Lieutenant Dan away.
He came to me. I never went to him. He offered it to me. I never asked for it. So then he turned around and he starts saying about my history. Well, you should have did that before you made the offer. You know, if you're worried about your image and who you have working for you, you should have done your due diligence.
The next day after he made this promise, after the hurricane passed, Lieutenant Dan literally survived in his small little boat about the size of a minivan, just rocking through the whole Hurricane Milton. He survived. And so the next day, people go get an update on him. And I see the headline that says, Adin Ross has decided to pull his promise from Lieutenant Dan. Meaning there's no boat, there's no kick deal. He's cutting all ties, it's over with. Supposedly it's due to Lieutenant Dan's criminal legal background. And this is what Lieutenant Dan had to say about that.
Look me up before you made me an offer of $100,000 sign-on bonus and $50,000 a month with a $100,000 boat. And I'm going to let you go because I don't care about that. But I'm going to tell you this.
He took the money away too?
Huh?
He took the $100K?
Took that, as far as I know, everything.
Oh, wow.
You know, and that's the thing. I mean, I didn't ask you for it. You offered it. I agreed to do what you asked me to do. You asked me to be on Kick 100 hours a month. I agreed. I said, no problem. I'll do it. I'm down for that. We agreed. And then all of a sudden, the next thing I see her and see on the internet is how you're disgusted with my history and that deal is done.
So what about your history that disgusts him so bad? Because we all got a history. Nobody closet clean.
I went to prison. I did jail time. But I have to tell you point blank, God, to my soul, I'm innocent of all the charges. I was charged with battery on a law enforcement officer.
So Lieutenant Dan responded and said, well, fuck him. I was already Where I'm at now, I didn't ask him. He told me. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking, I think Lieutenant Dan is absolutely correct. And in legal terms, sometimes you can make, if you say something to somebody, it can be a legally binding contract. If it's recorded and there is an agreement put forth, both sides agree, it can go to court and it could be a lawsuit depending on what happens. But if Dan decides to pursue, from what Adin Ross was telling this man, it could possibly be a lawsuit, because I believe the details of it is he would have to do 100 hours on kick streaming, as Lieutenant Dan said, per month. Dan said, cool, I agree. I'll accept the boat. Cool, I agree. I'll do the streaming. I accept the boat. So Adin Ross just the next day decided to pull that away. But if you made this extension out to somebody, to Lieutenant Dan, to a person, is that legally binding? That's really what we want to know. And Adin has just been taking L's left and right lately. I mean, the Cardi situation where I think he got scammed for like $2 million. 21 Savage got him on some dice for a good chunk of change. So, you know what I'm saying? That's the culture vulture. It's not the best business to be in when you just keep running your mouth, and you don't have too much information to go off of. And so now he stuck his mouth out again to where it probably doesn't belong. And we're going to have to see what happens. Pause. Probably going to have to see where this ends up going. But Lieutenant Dan just seems like he's a humble guy. He don't want no problems. He probably going to sit back. He got a bunch of GoFundMe donations. So that's probably going to be enough for him. But it could be a lawsuit. Besides that, what y'all comments, what y'all thoughts? You think Lieutenant Dan should sue and he has a lawsuit? Or do you think he should just let it ride and it's not going to hold up in court? Deal's over with. Let me know in the comments. Follow, subscribe. Let's talk some more business, real estate, culture. Let's get it.